If you already have a Mini 2, you've only had it for a year or maybe just over a year. Have you flown it to extinction in this time already? Is it now obsolete and you have to get a Mini 3 Pro? I'm going to give you my opinion.
Get out of my way!
You're always so angry.
Caledonia, get back here.
The new Mini 3 Pro is due to be delivered to eager pilots in a week or two. Mine is due on the 29th of May. Don't know why it's taking that long, but there you go. Now, I decided to buy the Mini 3 Pro, not because I think there's anything wrong with the Mini 2. In fact, I still think it's the absolute best small size drone you can get, including the Mini 3 Pro, when you take into account the price. In double fact, I don't think anyone needs a Mini 3 if they have a Mini 2. I think people just want it. If you're one of those who have a Mini 2 and you're struggling about whether you should buy a Mini 3 Pro or not, and you've been watching some of the videos that are out with the pre-production Mini 3 that some people have managed to get their hands on early from possibly DJI and have signed an NDA and have to say good things about it, and it's not really helping you to decide, is it? It's not really showing you much because it's pre-production and there are a lot of the features aren't available on those Mini 3s yet. I've watched them all. I haven't found one yet that's answered all of the questions that I have about the Mini 3 compared with the Mini 2. So before you decide you're going to buy the Mini 3, there's a few questions you should ask yourself. And the main question is, what will the Mini 3 Pro do for me that the Mini 2 won't do? Okay, the Mini 3 Pro has a tracking feature built in, but the Mini 2 can do that with Maven or Litchi. The Mini 3 has obstacle avoidance, aye, to the front and to the rear, which is not going to help you if you're flying sideways, is it? And that's where most of the crashes occur, when you're flying sideways. But it'll fly for longer. The new battery, much longer. In reality, you'll probably get about 3 minutes longer than you will at the Mini 2. If you want to get 25 minutes longer, just buy an extra battery for the Mini 2, it's a lot cheaper. But the signal strength in the Mini 3 Pro is much better. Is it? Is it really? Do you think you're going to be flying through cities and areas where there's lots of interference and get a better signal strength? I don't think so. I haven't seen anyone doing that yet. My guess is the only time you're going to see a difference in the signal strength is when you're doing a test on the signal strength. But the new Mini 3 Pro can film in 4K at 60 frames per second. What would he do? Do you know how much extra space a 4K 60 frame per second bit of footage takes? Do you know how much longer it takes to encode? Do you know how much longer it takes to upload to YouTube? And then YouTube compresses it anyway, so you don't really see much difference. But it's got a better sensor, so it'll film much better in low light. Will it? Will it really? The only video I've seen of someone filming in low light conditions is when somebody took it out to a place that's absolutely famous for being lit up like a Christmas tree. So I think any drone could have filmed that. It was colourful and very bright. That was at low light conditions. So I've still to see anyone testing it in low light conditions. It's got a gimbal that can tilt right up to the sky. Aye, what do you do again? Who's going to tilt it all the way up and just film the clouds and film the sky? Really? Come on. However, I will say that that is a useful feature for anyone who's going to use the Mini 3 to fly under bridges or under things that they need to survey for a professional reason. Why they'd be using a mini drone to do that, I don't know, but it's possible that you could use it for some purpose like that. It can film in vertical portrait mode. So you're telling me that you're now suddenly overnight going to become a drone TikToker or starting to post YouTube shorts on your videos? If you are, yeah, it will certainly do that. If you're not interested in that, it's a wasted feature. But it's the newest and it's the latest and it's the bestest. No, the Mini 2 is the bestest because it does absolutely everything that you need it to do unless you're a professional. And if you're a professional, you shouldn't be using a mini drone anyway. So, nah, the Mini 3 Pro is not better than the Mini 2. And I'll bet you that even if you've had this since a year past November when they first came out, I'll bet there are features on here that you still haven't used yet. why would you think about upgrading to another drone when you haven't even used this one as much as you possibly could? So am I being a hypocrite because I'm getting one? Well, maybe, but I don't want to just tell you how good the Mini 2 is compared with the Mini 3 Pro. I want to show you. I want to take the Mini 3 Pro out, put it head to head with the Mini 2 and show you that if you're buying it and you've already got a Mini 2, it's possible you could be wasting an awful lot of money. And I haven't signed an NDA with DJI or anyone else. I'm not getting a drone for free so that I can say how wonderful it is. I'm spending an arm and a leg to get this drone so that I can give my opinion freely and say what I like about it. That way, you're going to get the honest opinion. You're going to know what it's really like. Not only am I going to tell you, I'm going to show you. That way, hopefully, you'll be in a better position to decide whether you want it or not. Now, if you want to spend an arm and a leg, and if you've got an extra arm and a leg to buy it, then go for it. It's going to be a fantastic drone. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. I just think it's going to be any better than the Mini 2. But if you want it, get it. I really believe that this Mini 2 will still be the ruler of my skies. She'll be up there with Caledonia, the Mini 3, and Laddie, my DJI FPV, they'll be flying too, but they're not going to be able to do anything that Lassie can't do. So if you get the patience to hold on just a few more weeks, maybe 4 weeks, I'll have my Mini 3 Pro in 2 weeks' time, and I'll start doing comparison tests, and that way you can decide whether you want it. Till then, Lassie and me, we're out of here.